Hi everybody, I'm Ryan Ballengee. It's great to have you here with us. So today, I'm going to show you how to re-grip golf clubs, particularly irons, but this applies to any kind of full-length shot clubs. So that could be a wedge, could be irons, could be graphite shafts, could be steel shafts. The process is all pretty much the same, and we're going to just take you through the process very quickly and show you how easy it is to do. Because for a lot of people, this is an intimidating thing to get and re-grip their irons. And it really isn't that hard to do. So I want to demystify it a little bit, show you how easy it is, show you what little materials and what little experience you really need to be able to do this and do it successfully. So let's show you how to do it. All right, let's get started with the re-gripping process. So got our club here, got a full set of irons. So I bought a set of Ben Hogan Apex Edge Pros from Second Swing Golf for $50. And I wanted to refurbish them. So I've already done a lot of work on new ferrules, new paint job, sandblasted the face with my buddy, really buffed out some of the problems with it. And we'll still have to have the lies and lofts checked, but this is really the last thing I'm going to do to this before I really try to start playing with them. So taking out the grips was really important. You can see this grip is quite old. Grips tend to get a little crusty, they get a little dry, and they're not really helpful for the club. So I wanted to replace it with something that actually matches the paint job and the ferrule here. So that's why I have these from Golf Pride. And they did a great job sending these to me. Came in a box from the mail order. You don't even have to go to the store and get these. You get a great selection online, very easy to get. So we're gonna take our grip here and we'll put this to the side for now. But the thing that we really need here to get started is our hook blade. Now, I went to PGA Tour Superstore and Golf Galaxy to try to find the blade that I need to do this. And you can see right here, it's a simple hook blade, okay? You see the hook, you're gonna get underneath the grip and pull it off using the hook blade. Well, I went to go get a golf specific one because I kind of thought that would be helpful. And I went to a couple different stores and they told me they didn't have them. And besides, they were gonna charge me 15 or 20 bucks for a hook blade. And that seemed quite excessive. And the guy at PGA Tour Superstore was helpful, said, hey, we don't have them, but you know, you should really go Home Depot. And I mean, everybody, if you've got a utility knife, right? I mean, this is a basic box cutter. Well, they make specialty blades, hook blades for these guys. And you can get a hold of these really easily. You know, a utility knife is $6-7. I mean, this is the HDX from Home Depot, super cheap. And then you can get hook blades, and I bought ones 5-pack, 6-pack for like $6. They make variety packs, so if you want straight razor blades and hook blades and like one other kind of blade, like a curved blade or at an angle blade, you can get that I think for like 13 or 14 bucks. Like this is very easy to get. I would get the utility knife and get the hook blades. You get 5, you're gonna be able to do this for the rest of your life with 5 hook blades, and it's very easy to go ahead and put in. You've never done this with a utility knife. You're going to unscrew that screw there. What's going to pop off is the top. You're going to pop out the blade function. You're going to put the blade that you already have, take that out. You're going to put the new blade in, lay it exactly as it looked, line up the 2 holes, and then you're going to put the screw back in. Bang, you got a hook blade. Very easy to work with, okay? So now we're going to take our club here, and really what we're going to do is we're going to get under here, and we're going to pull the blade through up to the top. Now, there's some people who are going to do this, and you're going to have a really easy time doing it because you're going to have a vise and a workbench. Well, I don't have that, and I don't feel like spending 35 bucks for a vise, but this isn't that hard to do. I think the key thing to remember here is the same thing you kind of do with everything you've ever learned, probably as a Cub Scout or a Boy Scout or whatever you did in life for an activity with knives. Don't cut towards you. Don't pull it towards you like this, because if you miss or you pull with too much force, that's going right into your hands, and you don't really want that problem. So instead, we're going to get in here and pull away from it, like so. Get underneath, it catches very easily, and now we're just going to start to pull. And that rubber will come undone very easily, that compound, and all of a sudden you're at the top. Now you don't have to pull it through the butt end. We're going to take care of that in a second. Make sure you close your blade. Now we've got our seam here, and we're going to pull along the seam. And it's gone. So, what's underneath? Well, tape. Depending on who did it and how they did it, the tape job's going to look a little bit different, but you're going to see some form of tape. And your job is to remove said tape. So instead of boring you with how to remove tape, you're basically going to do removing tape just like you've removed tape from anything else you've ever removed tape from. A little bit at a time. And depending on what type of tape and how the tape job was done, it's probably going to take you a few minutes. So in this case, it looks like it was kind of candy cane-esque. And this one was done fairly well. So this one came off pretty easily so far. Some of the others in this set have not been that way. So it takes a few minutes per club. That's most of it, but you want to get all of it. You're not trying to get just a little bit of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of this off. All right, so we've got most of the tape off. We've got this last little bit here that's in the butt end, the whole end of the shaft, okay? You're going to take your hook blade really easily, just get in there, and just pull it out. Then we're good. Take that bit off, close the hook blade. Now we got that. Now, there's going to be some residue here. That's not going to be the case on every club, but we do have it here. So you're going to want to go ahead and strip off as much of this as you can. You can use isopropyl alcohol, very easy to get it off that way. Kind of just rub it with your fingers if you want. That'll do a lot of the job for you. That's up to you, but just make sure you get off as much as you humanly can before you go ahead and get into the next step of this process, which means the actual re-gripping of the golf club, because you want this shaft, the steel or graphite, to be about as clean as you can make it, because you're going to have to attach new tape, and you want the tape to attach to the shaft and then to the grip. And if you're not doing it properly, you may not have a good fit, and you may have to redo this all over again. I don't want you to have to do that. I want you to do this one time and be done with it. So now we got the shaft clean. Now we're going to do the actual prep work. So from our set that we bought over at the PGA Tour Superstore, we've got these double-sided tape. So they're very easy to work with. Double-sided tape, or it's not really double-sided tape, it's double-sided in that you're going to put this adhesive on this side, but it's basically a sticker. And you're going to take the sticker, peel it right off, put that to the side. Now you're going to put this onto the shaft, okay? What I like to do, the way I like to line it up, I like to have the tape outside, the full tape, facing out toward the head instead of taping the other way like this, for a couple of different reasons. One, I can more easily see what I'm doing. Two, I don't know, it's just kind of in my head. So what you want to do, you want to line up your tape with the shaft and give yourself about a quarter of an inch to closer to a half inch, I think, but a quarter inch is fine, of little overhang over the top of the shaft. So you're not going to have it flush, you have a little bit over. And the reason we're going to do that is because when we tape all of this on, which we're going to do right now, you're then going to want to cover the butt end of the shaft, because there's part of the grip that contacts that part of the shaft, and you want to make sure it doesn't really move around a lot. It's a key part, right? So as you're just kind of massaging this in here, easy to do, get everything as close and neat as you can. It's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. And then once you get to the top here, you're going to fold this over a little bit and just kind of make a little pocket. Okay? So now we've done our prep work. Flatten it out as best you can, make it look flush. You're going to see the seam on the back. It's not going to be totally flush because this shaft obviously has a little bit of tapering to it. The tape does not. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap there, and that's totally okay. Now, here comes the fun part. So we're going to put this to the side for a second, okay? Now we are going to grab our adhesive. This adhesive, you get this all kinds of different places. You don't have to buy the kit like I bought it. A bunch of different people make it. It's all pretty much the same. It's not a big deal. But the trick here, we're going to coat the inside of our grip with this adhesive. You might be saying, well, how are you going to do that? There's a hole in the end. And there is. Now you're going to put your finger there, okay? You're going to pop off the lid on this guy. And we're going to use our paint tray here. And you don't need a elaborate setup. This paint tray is $1. So buy 10 of them for all I care. But you only need one. As long as you have a flat surface to work on, you're going to be okay. Eventually, you're just going to throw this away at the end. You don't have to worry about the cleanup piece of it. So I like that. Now, we're going to take our adhesive. and we're going to start to pour it in here. Now I count to about 7. Maybe 8's better, 9's better, but I just kind of count in my head. Squeeze it in there. All right, got plenty in there. Now we're going to bring our club up, and right here, we're going to go ahead and pour it out of the grip and over the shaft. Actually, that's one of the better ones I've done doing this set. Now, you're going to want to try and keep your materials over the pan. But for the demonstration purpose of this, I didn't do as good of a job of that. So now you've got this thing coated pretty well. It's going to start to peel off a little bit because now it's a little bit wet. And that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. Now comes the fun part. You're going to take this grip. Now I'm going to do this at ground level when I'm done. But you're going to take the grip, and you're just going to shimmy it over the top here. Okay. Now your job here is to try to align how you want the grip to look, whether the grip's underneath, whether you want the logo facing down, whether there's any logo at all. You want to go ahead and align that up top. Then you're going to go to ground level, and you're going to use one hand to kind of steer it in there. And then I like to use my other hand as kind of a top grip guide. Push it down, keep pushing until you feel like it's all the way on, okay? So that means I want you to feel like you know that the grip is at the end of the shaft. I've had grips installed recently. In fact, they're on my clubs right now, where someone stopped with about a ½ inch or an inch to go, and it's really weird. It's not it doesn't function. It's just kind of strange. So then I want you to push down all the way, and definitely at the bottom, you want to use your bottom hand and make sure this extends as far as possible, because sometimes it can get bunched up here if you don't pull it all the way down, and that creates an awkward situation when once it dries and you realize your grip is shorter than the others. So at that point, I'm going to go ahead and try to look down at it and make sure it's aligned properly. And if I don't like it, make basic adjustments. That's okay to do. You got plenty of time to do it. So you can adjust the top of it, the bottom of it, all of it. It's going to be fine. I like the way I did it. After doing this about 10 times, I finally got what I wanted. And I love the way that it looks on the club. Also matches very nicely with the ferrule I got. So mission accomplished. Now you're going to do this for every club that you want to regrip. And without the explanation, without all that went into it, it probably only takes 4 to 5 minutes a club once you've got the tape off. So you got to get the grip off and the tape off. Depending on the tape job, that could take 3, 4, 5 minutes. Do the gripping of the club. You can get this done very, very quickly, a whole set of clubs. So very easy to do, and the end product is beautiful. And you can do all of this for the cost of the grips, which, hey, that's up to you. That can range in cost from $5, $6 per grip to $13, $14 per grip. That can get kind of expensive, but the materials otherwise, this adhesive, this tape was together 13 bucks. I already had the utility knife, but if I bought it new, it was 6 bucks. The blades were 6 bucks. That's 12. We're at 25. And this tray is $1. So 26 bucks of materials. Pretty easy to get. Make a trip to the hardware store, make a trip to the golf store, you're good to go. Get your grips, get them from Golf Pride, get them in the mail, get them straight to your house. Don't even have to go to the golf store for that, but you can go to a golf store and get them. And then applying them, taking care of it, getting it all done can be done in under an hour. And then once you let these set for at least 1 hour, I would recommend doing it overnight, but if you're in an absolute pinch, an hour is fine. Then you can go play golf with them. And all of a sudden you've regripped your clubs and you can do it again and again and again. You don't have to have any fear anymore about doing it or paying somebody $5 or $6 a club to do it yourself. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ryan Ballengee, and we'll see you next time.